You. Welcome to Jotunheim Whispers. It's a podcast made by frostjotun, who is happening to be me. Yes, hello, I am frostjotun. I am a musician, a composer, an artist, and some people can see my cat's butt on the screen right now. So if you're watching this on YouTube, say hi to my kitty. And yeah, I guess we have a tradition at this point of him just, putting his body into my phone camera. So that's okay. Now, now. Today, I really want to talk about appreciating some things because I do tend to be, kinda condescending, or I'm not sure if the word judgmental would really work for me, but I do find issues a lot with many things in the world. And it's kinda freaking me out. It's messing with my brain. So I feel like we need to make some changes, at least for some time. And there are so many things in the world that I love, and I just don't talk about them enough. So yeah, this episode will be quite positive, finally. Uh, yeah, hopefully I will not go into the hole of just overthinking some things. So, the appreciation episode of Jotunheim Whispers. Well, I just wanna start with my cats and with my mommy. So that's our whole household. That's my whole family. And those are the only creatures I really talk to, communicate with, see, really. And I am so grateful that I have them, that these little furry animals love me in a sort of way when they aren't hitting me. And every day I think about the fact that, thank God that they're with me, we found them, and, they're such beautiful creatures. And thank God that, my mom is supportive and understanding, and, we have fun. We have similar views um, on different social stuff, like political stuff. So that is a rare instance, right? And yeah, so I am fortunate enough to have that in my life. Very grateful for that. I am just grateful that the arts exist, to be honest, that, music, theater, visual arts, all of the other things that, you know, everyone struggles here, right? Um, it's not easy to survive in this bubble, right, of artists, because support is so rare. And I mean, like, support from the government and stuff like that. So I am just grateful that there are so many people that are creating things, and you can see so many artists that have no audience, no activity, but they still keep going. And I am so proud of them. I feel them, obviously. Um, and yeah, I'm just really grateful that people have this artist gene that need to create, that is not rooted in the desire to earn money, to just have fame to you. And yes, for me, it is really, really important that you can just find those artists that live to create. That is so important. You have no idea, especially if you know some of the artists that don't care about art at all. So, yeah, I am grateful. Stop whining, please. Jesus, I cannot control myself. All right. What do I have written here? I cannot read my own handwriting. I'm sorry. So, what? Oh, no, I'm not looking in the right column. Okay, animals. Animals, yes, that's right. Let's talk about animals a little bit more. So, I have told you about my animals, and well, I appreciate each stray animal there is. So one of the things about me is that I don't bring stuff with me at all. Like the only thing I have like in my pockets or in my bag is my phone and my keys, and that's kind of it. But a couple of months ago, I started bringing cat food with me. So I have a little bag, and yeah, the cat food is always there. And so whenever I see a stray kitty, I just give them some food, and it is a miracle for me when each time they are so open and friendly. Although I think like many years ago it wouldn't be like that. I think maybe society changed a little, maybe people became kinder, hopefully. But so I have fed a lot of cats at this point, and each time I just stop near a cat and start taking out the food, they are literally like coming next to me, and they're not running away and stuff like that. So it is so nice, and it feels really refreshing after some negative things that could happen in my life or anyone's life. So yeah. Oh, let me tell you about a nice situation I've had a couple days ago. So it was raining really bad, and I had to do some errands. um so obviously, like, I have some financial issues, and I started selling my Funko Pop collection, which really hurts. I don't really want to do that, but don't really have a choice because there is no work for me, and the work I have, like, they are not really paying too much. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm forced to do that, and so that day it was raining very badly, and I did not have an umbrella as I went to the post office to send like the two Funko Pops that I have sold. And I was coming back home, and I had to go to the pharmacy to buy my epilepsy medication. No, Kitty. Okay, I guess she doesn't love me anymore. It's fine. And so I was like going to the pharmacy, and suddenly, like, I felt that you know for some reason it stopped raining, but it was raining. And I just looked right, and there was just a man, with an umbrella, and while he was like walking next to me, he held the umbrella over my head, and it was so so nice. And so again, I'm gonna say refreshing, because I'm not sure it's just our society or it's everywhere else, but um, I think people are so scared all the time that, they're gonna be lied to by strangers, or they're gonna be hurt by people, so they are all trying to protect themselves by being aggressive towards each other. Um, it happens in Ukraine a lot, and obviously with younger people it's kind of easier, but those who lived in the Soviet times, most of the time they are more defensive, I guess. So it's not like it's their fault, it's not like it's so bad, but again, it creates this atmosphere that, you are scared of everyone and you feel like everyone's gonna judge you and stuff like that. And so it was so nice to experience human kindness. Um, like I was in such a horrible mood before that, um, because I had to sell my Funko Pops and I had to go spend money on the medication. And yeah, it just, it gave me this spark of hope again, a little bit, that, there are people and even men that are kind. So I really appreciate that. Let's move on. Okay. I have lost my train of thoughts again. Let me just check what I have written. Thank God I did that. I appreciate my talent to write things down and to organize everything because it really helps. Okay, okay. Um, I'm so sorry. Oh, just being alive. Okay. Um, so if you are on a chronic illness TikTok, you kind of know those videos of appreciation that chronically ill people make, which are really sad, although they are intended to be positive. So it's like, what I appreciate today, and there is a list of things, and it's just being alive, being able to see, being able to walk, being able to breathe, and like, it's not sarcasm, it's not like a joke, it's like, I get it. As someone who is also chronically ill, um, I had like a couple days in a row where, for the first time in this half a year, I could walk almost normally. Like my legs were still weak, but I could even like kind of walk faster. And it surprised me so much, and I appreciated that. So, yeah, it's very, very real. And so, being alive, honestly, although I keep complaining and things like that, um, still, well, I still don't appreciate myself being alive, to be honest. But my cats, my mom being alive, like musicians, artists being alive, Ukrainians being alive, it all just brings some grace. And if you consider the fact that, we are at war, so there is like danger all the time. There were days where, I had been in a difficult and very unpleasant mental states, but then the night would come, and then the air danger alarms would, go off, and then there would be, shootings and drones and stuff like that. And so on those nights, each time I was like, okay, I have to stop, like, thinking about my problems. Like, this is the most important thing that, we are praying right now that like a drone doesn't fall on our building or anything like that. So yes, I forcefully remind myself of that. And um it doesn't work all the time, unfortunately, because of my kind of disorders, I guess. So, as my epileptologist said, like your disorder, it also like screws up how your brain perceives things and your thinking patterns. So even when I recognize that, I am starting to go crazy a little bit, in a way that my thoughts become too depressed and like I have despair and hopelessness, I cannot still stop it. But you know what? I can appreciate the fact that I am still self aware. And I do feel sorry if anyone, um, sees me in that state. I do control myself. I do not like hurt anyone verbally or anything. But still, yeah, it kind of bugs me. So, yeah, just being alive is so incredibly important for us Ukrainians, to keep fighting, to keep telling people that you cannot just tolerate terrorists and stuff. You cannot just, say that, oh, art is not politics, so we can accept Russians in like our spaces. Like, no, you cannot. No, you can't. No, you cannot. Okay, let me just complain for a bit. Like I said I wouldn't, but I'm sorry I have to. Um, so there is one channel that I am a fan of, and I've been a fan of for about 8 years at this point. It's Smosh. Like it's very popular, but not in Ukraine. So I don't know if anyone knows it or not. And so I've been a fan for a long time. I watch all of their content. I know like each one of them, not personally, unfortunately, but it's fine. And so my only problem with them is that they didn't say anything when Russia attacked. And that's not the problem itself. Let me just explain more. So they are a comedy channel, right? So they have decided to not comment. It is completely okay if they decided to do so, and that's their policy. But then they like made a stream on YouTube supporting Palestine and like donating money to them. So at that point I was a little bit surprised because I thought you were a comedy channel, so you didn't say a thing about Ukraine. But then the trendy thing happens that everyone cares about, and now you are doing this charity stream. Like you couldn't have mentioned Ukraine once in all of these years. So again, like it's not like comparing Ukraine to Palestine. Those both are very important issues, but I do feel like it wasn't fair. Why? But again, that is also not my problem. Let me elaborate even further. So, I don't want to call this person by name because I love them and I respect them and I do um, appreciate their talent, but they are married to a person from Belarus that has some relatives from Russia. And that's also not the thing I'm talking about. So they were talking on their podcast like about New Year's resolutions. And I was watching it on New Year's, and that's like the biggest holiday in Ukraine. So I was so happy to be listening to that on New Year's. And they were like planning things for the future. And suddenly I hear that person say that, you know, one of my resolutions would be to go to this train in Russia that goes to Moscow and St. Petersburg with my husband and stuff. And at that point, I just stopped the video and I closed the tab because it was so normal for them to say that while there is a literal genocide happening caused by Russians, where they are torturing Ukrainians, they are sending drones and bombs and rockets. They are literally like doing horrible things to children. They're sending Ukrainians to camps. They're forcing them to not speak Ukrainian. Like they're burning books. They are wiping cities from Earth. Like there are so many towns and cities in Ukraine that do not exist anymore because they were bombed so hard. And after supporting Palestine, that is what you are saying on your podcast? That you want to go there because you're interested in their culture? I'm sorry, what? Like, that was so crazy to me that I couldn't watch it further, and it ruined my mood. And what happened next was so ironic because so at that point it was January 1st, and it was the night, and the air danger went off again. And so there were such like huge explosions that all of the electricity like kind of flashed in our apartment. So everything just kind of went like a very quick flash. And for a second, I thought we died, to be honest, and it was so loud. We got so scared. And I still remember we just ran out of our rooms to the corridor with my mom because we don't have a place to, hide at. Many people don't. And so, yeah, I remembered that horrible, horrible night right after hearing that person wanting to go to the terrorist state. And then they persisted to mention Russia positively in several episodes after that. And it really hurt me. And to this day, like, again, they are very talented. They seem to be such a kind person who is mindful and, aware of things. But after that, I still am physically hurt every time I see them, just because it was so normal for them to talk about this horrible, horrible country with horrible, horrible people who are committing a genocide in a positive way. So I am sorry. I have created an episode for appreciation, and I guess we have lost the track again, but I feel like I never shared this with anyone and I needed that, so I appreciate you listening to this. So let me just, talk about something positive, please. I am so sorry. Okay, what do I have here? So, movies and games. All right. Okay, let's talk about movies and games while we have some time. I really, really love good movies. Let me just talk about Wonka a little bit. As you can see, Wonka is right behind me, isn't he? So yeah, I really love this movie. It's so positive, and it came out at the time that I was also changing as a person, that I was working on myself, being, more accepting of my kindness and sensitivity and vulnerability, because I said it in another episode, but in my childhood I was not allowed to be that. Um, so yeah, that was the right time. And I remember, reading Charlie and the Chocolate Factory when I was a kid, and I would take this book from the academy library, and I would read it like so many times over and over, because I love sweets. That's the only thing that keeps me, like, going. Um, and so I was imagining all of the chocolate, all of these little sweets, little treats. And when this movie came out, I was so just flabbergasted, because I have forgotten that, I loved this book, a book. um, and so then I watched the first movie, which is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, so the old one. And oh, I remember like that scene where Charlie is oh, where he buys the chocolate bar with the money that he found on the street. And just remembered this little actor um eating the chocolate, like, so, with such pure desire for the chocolate, like you can really see how much he loves it. Because honestly, in the second movie, you you cannot really, I'm sorry, like, Tim Burton is great and stuff like that, but unfortunately, in my opinion, they did not portray Charlie's love for chocolate and sweets. But in the first one, oh my god, I cried so many times over that boy eating chocolate, because you can see that, he had been dreaming about it for a year. So yeah, and this movie is, I mean, the new one is so, so full of kindness. It is so pure, and I really, really love that. I also love the movie The Roses that came out not that long ago. Um, so obviously Benedict Cumberbatch, uh, let's just say his name differently every time. Cumberbatch. And Olivia Colman, like, they are so talented. We've seen this movie 3 times in the theaters, and honestly, it's so great. And well, the Phoenician scheme that came out this summer by, what's his name? Oh no, what's his name? Um, uh, uh, um, you know who I'm talking about, right? The Grand Budapest Hotel. Jesus Christ, what is his name? Oh, Wes Anderson. Yes, Wes Anderson. It was great. We also saw it like 3 times, and I wish it would still be in the theater so I would be able to see that like every week. So yeah, I really appreciate good movies. And well, I wanted to say something and I forgot, so I'm gonna talk about video games for a while. So my whole life I was just able to play some Minecraft. Um, I did not have my own laptop when I was like 10, so there was this really old and like laggy one from my mom that I used, and so it was really tough to play because I was lagging so much, but still I loved this game. And a couple years ago my mom gifted me a Nintendo Switch, and I was so happy because I wanted to play Animal Crossing since 2020 and stuff like that. And she also gifted me Zelda, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, which I didn't know anything about it. But then I started playing and I realized it's the best game in the world. Like, there's nothing better than that. And now I basically just play Fortnite because I mean it's easy. You don't have to spend 4 hours to achieve something, um, and it's nice. I mean, it's a kind of stimulating game. So yeah, I really love it. I wish I could stream gaming, but with my old laptop, it's not possible. But it's okay. I mean, with my streaming experience, like uh, I don't even have a normal camera. I just have the web camera from my MacBook, which is super bad. So it's okay. It's all right. So let's just sum up real quick. So it's really important to appreciate things around you. And let me just say that I do appreciate more things that I said. Like, I appreciate when it's sunny, I appreciate it when it's rainy, I appreciate autumn. Um, I appreciate good food that I cook, or McDonald's and stuff. I appreciate kind people. I appreciate respect, which is for some reason rare. um, I appreciate the wind. I appreciate chocolate and many, many more things. So, yeah, thank you for listening to me yap once again. Have a happy Friday and happy weekend. And you can find me anywhere or everywhere if you search up frostjotun. And I am frostjotun live on Twitch. Um, so yeah, you can find me there, and um, I don't know, you can write something in the chat if I'm live, or you can order something from me. Like, I do a lot of things. So please appreciate your surroundings and, tell your pets that you love them and stuff like that. Have a good one, and bye.